Hello everyone, my name is Lashley and the topic is entitled Exploring Quality of Service and its Challenges at the Ministry of Education, the Port of Spain office. First, we will start off with the introduction, let's review, objectives, methodology, results, and then some conclusions and recommendations. Generally, quality initiatives at organizations usually fail because of the disconnection to top-level management strategy. There have been current issues at the office which suggest flaws in the organization approach to quality and productivity. There have been years since teachers have been complaining about the slow process of request and the outdated system, which relies heavily on a paper trail, causing lags in the processing times at the office. The Ministry of Education models a matrix structure where departments are cross-functional to each other. For this study, focus will be given to labor productivity since problems identified at the office indicated that processing of requests is not carried out in a reasonable amount of time, which is due to disruptions in the labor. Although there have been improvements to most of the request systems, for example, job letter and payslip, contrast can be made to features of quality service design and quality of performance to satisfy the 8 dimensions of quality. Some points to note is the responsibility of control, which has to do with the output of requests completed as a ratio to the inputs of the number of requests that was made. Also, it has been found that performance management systems supported by compensation systems, which stems from a job definition awareness and training tools, affect the way employees behave and how they would express discretionary effort while performing their jobs. Also, TQM principles can be used to reference organizational culture, which can turn into quality culture over time. Some of these principles would relate to taking for granted values, underlying assumptions, expectations, collective memories, definitions present in an organization. Now, TQM is only possible when the senior management takes the lead to plan, coordinate, and communicate effectively. The main objective of this research was to investigate the reasons for delays when processing requests at the Ministry of Education office. It's a two-phase project of underlining the mechanism of employee empowerment while enabling a path to attain productivity or quality improvement, specifically for processing common requests and resolving issues at the office. The method taken for this research was a VOC concept, where a survey was designed for teachers and given to active teachers. A social media platform was used to distribute the survey, and a general analysis was conducted and conclusions made. We will now go through the design of the survey. We started by determining how long the teacher has been active in the system, then the teacher's rank, which was a follow-up question for phase 2, the region of the school, the number of visits to the ministry office in Port of Spain, the number of completed requests on a visit, the number of requests still processing or pending, the types of requests which have incurred delays, the length of time to process these requests, the interest of the teachers to follow up, whether it's via telephone or by a visit, the reason for delays, and the overall service rating. This question relies on the respondent's knowledge of quality and service in an organization. However, it was still asked in order to collect a general score for factual data from the receiver's end of the service. Further comments and suggestions were entertained because teachers always have a lot to say. This survey was distributed to external employees of the Ministry of Education, also called teachers, and from the stats collected back in November of 2019, there are 13,259 primary and secondary school teachers employed in TNT. From this, using a confidence interval of 95%, the target sample size was found to be 373 teachers. Now let's look at some results. It was found that the majority of the teachers' visit to the Port of Spain office ranged between 1 to 3 times per year, followed by 4 to 6 times per year, taking up 20% of the respondents. This gave the majority of teachers visiting the ministry between 1 to 6 times per year as approximately 86% of the respondents. Here we see that 48% of the respondents came from South and approximately 36% of the respondents came from North, which indicated, if with reference to the previous slide, that distance is not of a great issue for teachers to visit the ministry as a method of follow-up. Though teachers visit the ministry 1 to 6 times per year, it has been found that 78% of the respondents said no, their request was not completed after their initial request. It can be safe to say that follow-up somehow accelerates the completion of requests. Despite follow-ups being an accelerator, it can be seen here that approximately 77% of respondents said that their requests have been pending for more than a year, and it can be seen here that it can go for more than 5 years. For this reason, we can see that the respondents' rating for the Ministry of Education, the Port of Spain office, is generally poor or unacceptable. This can be seen here by a total of approximately 75% of the respondents. These results now brings us to conclusion and recommendations. Management systems should be consolidated using TQM and further revised in keeping with the organization's goal and strategy with respect to its service towards teachers. Methods by which productivity measurement is carried out should be also revised in order to develop better ways and to enable continuous improvement. An appraisal system is also suggested to measure employee performance. Introducing an orientation or training program for the internal staff will clearly define their job description, and it will also improve their skills to better fulfill their job requirements. Closing, I would like to thank the Campus Research and Publication for granting funds to this project. Thank you very much to my audience.